Hello, everyone. It's good to see you guys again. It is the end of August at this exact moment. I've got a new list of questions for you, so let's just jump into it. First question comes from Lawrence Orbeck. Does having a business that is operated from home that requires customers to come to the home negatively affect the business's perceived credibility? If so, how can this be mitigated? I am primarily a service-based business that operates from a private home, approved by state and local governments to do so. My business requires customers to come to me for the service I offer, either by shipping the item for service or dropping off locally. This question does not apply to customers that ship in, but does for an in-person customer. So yes, I do believe that having a business where someone has to come to your home, depending on what it is, could have a negative effect. I believe that if you are going to be having people come to your home as a requirement of the business or the situation, if your house can be set up in some way where it's clearly delineated, where you're able to have some sort of side entrance or some sort of so that the house and the business can somewhat seem different, so you're not inviting people directly into your living room or something like that. I think that makes a big difference in terms of, is the customer feeling like this is a real business, and do they want to keep coming to this business, and that it feels like it's a real thing. I think that's good. Next question, Micah Jana. I was wondering if you have any sales and marketing ideas for a local moving company. I own a local moving company like 2 men in a truck, doing about $500,000 in sales. I can grow my labor team and now want to scale new clients. Have you heard of any ideas I can use to grow new business? Thanks. With any marketing idea, I like to see one to many. I like to sell once and then have that one sale produce more sales. So my suggestion with a local moving company is make those relationships with your local realtors, make those relationships with your mortgage brokers, make those relationships with whoever else knows when somebody is going to be moving, right? I would put my effort on building those relationships and making those connections and getting those referrals, as opposed to some sort of more generic marketing or print. Now, from a digital side, of course, if you want to go down that route, you can always go with your Google ads and all that sort of stuff. And my suggestion with that would be, if you are going to go digital, you have to be hyper-focused to keep your costs reasonable. So when you're setting up your search terms and your geography and all that sort of stuff, be as specific as possible. Know who your customer is, because that's going to keep your costs for your digital ads down. All right, next question. Ricardo Delgado. How can I start planning for the sale of my company in order to maximize sales price? I own a barber shop and am interested in learning more about what is necessary to exit my business. What type of things are involved when doing this? Thank you in advance. All right, Ricardo, you're great that you're thinking about maximizing the value. And the way that you maximize value in a business is you keep your books super clean. You show the money coming in, you show the money going out, you pay the taxes when you're supposed to pay the taxes, all the stuff that we do sometimes as entrepreneurs to kind of minimize taxes and all that. Although totally legal, in the sale, sometimes putting all those extra expenses against your business doesn't help from an enterprise value perspective. So run your books super clean and do that for at least 2 years. That's how you set up and prepare in advance to maximize your value. The other thing you can do when you're selling your business is make sure the business runs without you. If the business doesn't run without you, it doesn't have any value. The business has value because someone else can buy it and then step into it and start generating money from that investment that they just made. If you can't do that, then your business's valuation is going to be very much affected. All right. Next question. Sam Tran. What do you think about trying network marketing for a first business opportunity? I have a job at my family's grocery and I want to branch out and try to start doing my own thing. I was thinking about network marketing. What things should I consider when deciding whether this would be a good option? And if I do choose, what are key things I can do to increase my chances of success? Thanks. All right, Sam. So there's, whether it's network marketing or whether it's some other sales position or a mortgage broker or a real estate agent or anything else where you're actually going to have to be like selling and interfacing with your community, I would say that what you need to do is focus on opportunities that give you long-term value for what you're doing. Sometimes when people start looking for these new opportunities, they become very transactional in nature, and which might give them a quick hit of like, oh, cool, I made a sale and now I've got money. Now I have to go make another sale and now I've got money. And then it becomes a real rat race as you're trying to grow the business. And eventually you hit a wall, whether it's in the short term or long term, where you don't want to do that transactional business anymore. So I would say, look for the opportunity that allows you to grow in a compounding way as you make sales, not in a transactional way. And as it relates to network marketing specifically, I don't have any like specific beef with network marketing. I know there's a lot of scams out there that are structured that way that are not going to really produce anything for you. So as you evaluate those different opportunities, I would really think about what you're getting into and really think long term, how does this actually work? I also have a specific thing that I'd like to talk to you about that might actually be helpful. And I see that you're on this Zoom, or rather this Facebook Live. So I'll send you an email and then I'll ask you a few questions about what you're doing. Okay. Ricardo Delgado. What things do I need to get in place if I plan to sell my company? I own a barbershop. I'm interested in learning more of what is necessary to exit the business. I think we just did this question. I think it just shows up twice, right? Oh, it's kind of the same question. Let me start over again. What things do I need to do to get in place if I plan to sell my company? I own a barbershop. I'm interested in learning more about what is necessary to exit the business. What types of things are involved when doing this? Thank you in advance. Aside from the other points that I've already made, I would say that what's beyond that? So you maximize enterprise value by having clean books, and then you make the business valuable by making sure it runs without you. And then secondarily, I would say if you have any employees that are in the business, which if it's running without you, you definitely do, having a good set of employees who will be with the business after you, and it's clear that they're committed to the business as well, that also adds value to the business. Next question, Ricardo Delgado. How do you create a business partnership? I want to know how to structure a business partnership. What type of legal advice should I look for when doing this, or is it based on a handshake or relationship? Any mentors with experience? I appreciate any feedback. Thank you. So how do you create a business partnership? Is first, you make sure that each partner knows what's expected of the other partner. That's where I usually see most of the problems with partnerships, is that one or both partners weren't exactly clear on what the expectations of the other one is. So you do this by overly communicating at the beginning. In the early stages of a business, everybody is super excited and happy and everything's great. And then when you get into it and things get difficult, that's when this kind of pre-conversation really becomes valuable. So at the point when everybody's happy and excited about the business, talk about what you expect of everyone. Who's doing what? What specific job does everyone have within the business? What happens if they don't want to do that job anymore? All those sorts of questions. Those are the things that you want to do. And you do want to have an operating agreement. You do want to write down exactly how the business operates as a partnership. You can use templates for that. You can find these things online. If you want to have a lawyer actually draft it up for you, if you're going to be running a bigger operation, that's not a bad idea. It's not super expensive to have a lawyer actually write up a real operating agreement, that's the way to go. Last question. Robin Turpin. Do you think it is a good idea to offer original, one-of-a-kind tiny art, 2 by 3 inches? Business description and background. I am working on a collection of 2-inch by 3-inch tiny colored pencil drawings. They take 10 hours. I charge $50 in a plexiglass frame. I am willing to get paid $5 an hour to get my brand out there. What do you think? Thank you. I mean, I'd have to know more about what this is, Robin. But it doesn't sound great because I know you're saying you're willing to get paid $5 an hour to get your brand out there, but now the other issue is in order to get your brand out there, there's going to be cost associated with that, getting that brand out there. So you're not really even making $5 an hour. You're going to be making $5 an hour minus whatever your marketing costs are, whatever your cost to get it out there, to do that work, so that people can see this new product. So I don't know if you've got the right, like a true business model here in terms of the amount you're charging versus what you can, the amount of labor it takes. So maybe what I would look at is there a way to increase efficiency so that at $50 it doesn't take you 10 hours? Or if you can raise the price, maybe your market will accept something higher than $50. But I think you've got to build in some margin related to actually marketing the product. And I think that's it. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. If there's anything else I can do, I'm always happy to see you guys, but we'll see you